Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're going to get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. Just bear with us. Right. Make sure we're good on our lens. Just give me 1 second and we'll get started. Sounding good. All right, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barak Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Allah Thumb by Shem Yahushua to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Parak holding down the Tuesday Brotherhood class for ISUPK Arizona and ISUPK Nevada. All right. Tonight, we're going to be covering, I'm going to give you all the title of tonight's class, right? The reason for our condition, your complacency. All right. Your complacency. Let's start off with what it means to be complacent. Well, what it means to be complacent is that you're satisfied with a condition that is not a condition that you should be satisfied with. So, I think the best way to apply this to what we're going to talk about tonight is the fact that you're okay being a slave in America. All right. You're fine with it. This has become your rest. You have now found rest in a place that is the destruction of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But somehow, through white supremacy, you have now found your rest inside of this place. Well, tonight, we're going to go into these scriptures and we're going to find out why it is that you feel that way, why you're so complacent. And we're going to also prove that you're the problem because you're okay with being a slave in America. You're okay with our condition. So without further ado, we're going to jump right on into it, right? So we're going to get Micah, the 2nd chapter. We're going to start off in verse 1.
Micah chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Now, this is a prophecy coming from Micah. Micah was alive at the same time. He was a contemporary to Isaiah, one of my favorite prophets, one of Christ's favorite prophets. They was alive at the same time, prophesying about the same type of things. Well, this prophecy is talking about the false prophets of Israel, all right? And these false prophets, they devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Keep going.
When the morning is light, they practice it. Because it is in the power of their hand.
Because they got power, any power at all, they practice the iniquity. Keep going.
Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Now, don't the scriptures say, learn not the way of the heathen? Don't it say not to follow the way of your oppressor? However, this is talking about Israelites doing this. We are following. This is the problem. And it's been this way since the time of Micah and even before that. We always follow our oppressor. The thing that we see them doing to gain them power, we feel like that's what we got to do to get power. So our oppressor gained power by robbing, by murdering, by pillaging, by abusing and usurping their power in the worst ways possible. And so now we feel like we got to do the same thing. So now what are we going to do? We're going to sell the drugs. We're going to murder. We're going to rob. We're going to do all of those things. You know why? Because you're complacent with your condition. You were, instead of you fighting to come out of the society that your oppressor has built for you, you now become one with the society. You say, what? If we can't beat them, join them. That's what you tell yourself. And so now that's the creation of your drug dealers, of your drug users, your crackheads. All of these brothers and sisters high all the goddamn time off of that weed, thinking that it's just it's not a drug, it's a plant. The white man, your oppressor, put that into your brain that that's just a plant. You could just smoke it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You have become complacent in the society, and that's the problem. And now you're working toward that same beast that our oppressor is working toward. Right? Let's move up to verse 8. Micah chapter 2 and verse 8. Even
of late, my people has risen up as an enemy.
As an enemy. Even of late, my people. This is the Most High talking. He's saying, my people have risen up as an enemy. We have showed ourselves to be enemies of the Most High. And we know that the children of Israel are the chosen people of God, the apple of the Most High's eye. But we have showed ourselves to be an enemy unto the Most High. Because why? Because we have chosen the ways of our oppressor. We've become complacent with the society that they've set up for us. Right? Keep going.
Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war.
Right. And you make yourself to be exactly what the oppressor has created you to be. That's what and see, this is a problem that a lot of our people have. You don't even realize the scenario that you've been dropped into. Right? Birth for a Black, Hispanic, or Native American man or woman is being dropped into a war zone. Let's just understand that. Okay? The problem is, when you get dropped into a war zone, what must you do first? You must pick a side. And the problem is that too many of us have picked the wrong side. We've picked the side of our oppressor. And we're going to show you that in just a minute. Now drop down to verse 10. We're going to read this real quick.
Arise ye and depart.
And so now the Most High is telling us, arise ye, raise up, stand up tall and strong, and depart. Leave this place. Keep going.
For this is not your rest.
For this is what?
Not your rest.
This is not our rest. This isn't a place that you should become complacent in. You shouldn't be complacent with the laws of America. You shouldn't be complacent with the sentencing of Derek Chauvin. You shouldn't become complacent with the things that they've done to us. You should never become complacent in this place. You should always be at the peak of your what's the word that I should use? At the peak of your restlessness, right? That's how you should be in this place. You should never become comfortable. But so many of us have become comfortable. Oh, I got a good job. Oh, my boss treats me just fine. I'm gonna get a raise next week. All I got to do is continue to kiss a little bit more ass, and I'm good. I got my foot in the door. Oh, I make money. See, a lot of us have become complacent in that sense, and we have made the place that the Lord hates our rest. Well, the Most High is telling us through this prophecy. If you could hold for me, Revelation 18th chapter, we're done in Micah. You can go ahead if you want. Con.
Because it is polluted. It shall destroy you.
And it shall destroy you. Go ahead.
Even with a sore destruction.
Right. And that when we go to Revelation 18th chapter, we're going to show that the same thing that Micah was talking about is the same thing that John the Revelator is going to explain when it comes to Babylon. Because at this time, what we're reading about in Micah, that's talking about us in the Babylonian captivity. Well, guess what? 2,000 years later after that, no, about 15, 16, 1700 years after that, right? We're going to see John talking about a different Babylon, a prophetic Babylon. It's talking about America. See, arise ye and depart. Leave this place. Why? Because it's polluted. It's polluted. What makes this place, what makes Babylon polluted? The whoredom, the witchcraft, the sodomy. The people that run this place fueled by whoredom and murder. And all of the rest of the disgusting things that you can imagine. That's what makes this place polluted. It's polluted. It causes you to become sick. It causes you to become destroyed. And that's why Micah is telling you through the words of the Most High to get the hell up out of this place, man. And what do that mean? What do it mean when it say get out of this place, arise ye and depart? We understand that at that time, you couldn't just get up and leave your captivity from Babylon. But what you could do is you could separate your mind from it. And that's what you're going to have to do, black man. You're going to have to separate your mind from the ideologies of Babylon. So that way you don't become polluted the same way Babylon is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. Why? Because look at RuPaul. You have a black man who, because America allowed him to pretend to be a woman, he became a full-blown goddamn thing.
Right.
And think about how many other people that America has done that to. You know how many people would just fight that demonic lust in their flesh if they were told they had to fight it? But instead, America and Babylon tells you to embrace it. So now this place is running rampant with just polluted, disgusting, nasty, filthy, I don't even know what to call it. Why? Because it's allowed. And so why does Micah tell you that this is going to destroy you? Because they're going to allow you to indulge in all of the disgusting filthiness that you want to indulge in. You know, they even let you indulge in pedophilia. That's become part of that whole LGBTQIA whole thing. They added a P to that thing. What do they call that? Man, what is it called? It's something. It's not called pedophile. It's called like pedo attracted or something like that. Well, basically they're telling you, yeah, you just like little kids. You're just attracted to little kids, and they make it seem like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, if I may,
of course,
they got laws on it to where, like, okay, so different ages under 18 is different verbs or names that's called.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's like levels to it.
It's levels.
Yeah,
to like,
I know what you're talking about.
It's levels to the pedophilia,
right?
But it's all pedophilia. That's
right.
all I wanted to.
Yeah, they call it MAPs, minor attracted persons. You're just attracted to minors. See now, and this is what the thing is. This is why it will surely destroy you, because the Lord is not with that. The Lord is not with a 30-year-old man having sex with a 12-year-old. He's not with that. You understand? Now. They do have it divided up in sections. There's something where it's like toddler age, and then it's like preteen, and then it's like early teen, and then there's something that's like they call it like on the border damn near to where it's like kind of okay because they're like 15 to 17, and so in their mind they're. And listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all something. Just me being a man of the Lord, I've never met a 15, 16, 17-year-old, damn near a goddamn 18-year-old that knows what the hell is going on with life. That should have a husband. You understand what I'm saying? Women that young don't know what the hell they want. Leave them alone. I don't give a damn what you think. Leave them little girls alone. Let them grow up some. You understand? You have a sick mind, and that's the problem with America. America is going to make you think. Let me see what they say. Okay. Okay, yep. There it goes. So let's say these are the 3 subtypes. Sexually attracted to children younger than 11 is called pedophilic type. So those are only pedophiles as long as if they're younger than 11. Then it says sexually attracted to children aged 11 through 14 is hebephilic type. Or sexually attracted to both is pedohebephilic type. It's all just pedophilia. If you listen, you trying to deal with a 14-year-old to me is the same as you trying to deal with an 8-year-old. You're dealing with an underdeveloped girl. She doesn't, whether she got breasts or not, she is underdeveloped mentally. Right. She's not ready for a husband. And you as a man should understand that. But once again, America is going to try to teach you, hey, there's lines to this thing. There's no levels to this thing for me. You're either a child or you're an adult to me. And that's the way the Most High looks at it. But America is going to make you believe that, hey, she's 14. That's kind of different than no, it's the same thing. Anyway, but this is what we got to talk about. So let me get Revelation 18 chapter, because if you continue to indulge in the mindset of America, you know what's going to happen to you? You're going to be destroyed just like America is going to be destroyed, because you allowed them to pollute you. And these scriptures go hand in hand. Micah the 2nd chapter and Revelation the 18th chapter go hand in hand. Let's get the 4th verse.
Revelation chapter 18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye not receive not of her plagues.
Right. This is an angel telling the people that are in Babylon to come out of Babylon. This is an angel. This is when Christ is about to return. This is Revelation 18th chapter. You can read it on your own time, but this is Christ's return to the earth. Right before he comes, there is a siren. There is an angel that sends a signal, or sends a horn, blows the trumpet, and tells the brothers and sisters of Israel, come out of Babylon, my people. Why? So you don't become partakers of her sins, and that you don't receive of her plagues. See, because if you don't separate mentally from Babylon, you will become Babylon. You will become the one that says, hey, well, dealing with a 14-year-old is all right. Dealing with a 13-year-old is all right. Having sex with prostitutes is all right. Doing drugs is all right. You know, they legalize marijuana damn near in every state now. They legalize the psilocybin psychedelic mushrooms in I think a few states already, and they're getting ready to do it countrywide. Not to mention the fact that you could smoke your life away with them damn cigarettes in any city in America. You understand?
Right.
And that's okay with them. This is what y'all got to understand. This is what Christ said. Christ said, be in the world, but be not of the world. We have to be in here. We're going to be in America. That's what. Don't flee to Egypt. It's no better in Egypt. Don't flee to the United Kingdom like them cats in GOCC did. Don't go to the United Kingdom. Ain't nothing better over there. It's damn near worse. You can't even have no guns over there. You understand? And they hate you the same over there like they do here. There is no place that you can escape the terrible things that our oppressors have created. However, what you can do, the only place that you can escape it is in your mind, by separating yourself from them mentally. That's the only place that you can escape the wiles of the devil, by separating yourself mentally. Christmas and New Year's just passed. You know what? My children didn't even ask about it. They didn't ask about Christmas. They didn't ask about New Year. They was wondering why the hell they didn't know what day of the damn week it was. Why the hell were they shooting out there? Nah, that's fireworks. Why they doing fireworks? Don't worry about it. They don't even know what's going on, because this is my house. I don't give a damn who's around me. It's Christmas decorations all up and down my street. I don't have no Christmas decorations on my house. And my kids don't know what the hell Christmas is. You understand? There wasn't no tree in my house. There wasn't no presents. There wasn't none of that. When the New Year came around, they didn't ask no questions. They didn't ask to go watch the fireworks. You know why? Because I've separated myself, me and my family. We have separated mentally from America. So yes, I can be in America. I can be in Arizona right now.
Right.
And if the fireworks can go booming off and they can play their jolly songs and have the Christmas trees up and the Christmas lights up and all of that, and it don't faze me or my family not one bit. And that's what this scripture is telling you to do. That's what this angel is telling you to do. Come out of America. Come out of the mindset of America. Why? So you don't be partakers of her sins, and so you don't receive of her plagues. Because guess what? I'm going to tell you that your Christian pastor is not going to tell you. Your Christian pastor is not going to tell you that them Christmas lights are going to get you destroyed when Christ returns. That Christmas tree in your house, that's going to get you destroyed when Christ returns. Christ hates that thing. Read Jeremiah the 10th chapter. Go throughout this Bible and you find out all of these pagan holidays and these idols that you worship. Christ is going to return and destroy you for all of those things. It's all on your record. But see me, it's not going to happen to me. And I'm not saying I'm no better than y'all or not. What I am saying, though, is that me and my house are going to serve the Lord like Joshua said. So you can be round about me with your Christmas lights and your Christmas ornaments and your trees and celebrating New Year's and popping off them fireworks. Me and my house, we're not even concerned with it. And that's what coming out of Babylon looks like. That's what this angel told these people to do in Revelation 18:4. So like I said, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, like, you know, what's so heavy about it is that even though the Most High told us, even though the angel told us to come out of her, my people, which is come out of America, which to stop celebrating these wicked holidays and, you know, the things that of this world before, most people think before Christ come back, right? Mm-hmm. But that can be right. It can be right now too, because at Christmas parties, what happened all the time? People get shot up. Right. What happened all the time on Halloween? People get killed. Your kids get poisoned.
Right.
You understand that people don't look those things up. You know what I'm saying? Right. And if it's not happening to you, you better thank the Lord that it didn't happen to you.
Right.
But for the most part, those things do happen.
Right. Yeah, I saw a story. If I could, I saw a story where this brother, I think it was two brothers. The older brother got upset because the younger brother got more gifts, and he popped the younger brother and his sister. You understand? Yeah. What's that out there?
Yeah. So yeah.
So lock y'all. Give me 1 second, Baba Kasha. Hey, forgive me, y'all. Salakia. All right. So now, but this is the point, right? You have to come out of the ideologies and the mindset. So this is one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that we have 400 years of indoctrination that we have to deal with. All right. 400 years of indoctrination that we got to deal with. And that's something that we have to understand when we approach this situation. 400 years of being told that we ain't nothing. 400 years of being told that we're going to have to follow the ideologies of our oppressor, the people that have taken us captive. We got to follow what they do. We got to do what they tell us to do. So we celebrated Christmas every time. So around this time of the year, usually before Christmas, I teach a class or two about Christmas and the origin of it, right? And one thing that I always make sure to note in those classes is that you don't even realize why you celebrate Christmas. You don't even realize it. You don't understand why you have an evergreen tree in your house. It has to be an evergreen tree. You don't understand why you take those gifts and you place them underneath that tree instead of just giving the gift to the person. You put them under the tree. There's a whole ritual that goes into it, and you don't even understand why that is. The reason why is because there's 400 years of indoctrination that have taught you how to do things a certain way, and you don't ever question it because that's also what you've been taught. Well, here we're teaching you that you have to question things. I just put out a video yesterday based off of, it was a clip in one of my classes that, basically just let you know that you got to question everything. And we're not going to be mad that you question us. Question us. Like, if you think that what I'm saying is wrong, question me. Like, figure out what, like, if you think that what I'm saying is wrong and can't be proven, question it and I'll prove it. I don't never say nothing. That's something that we've always been taught in here. I don't never say nothing that cannot be proven. So point being is that's the type of mindset that if we're going to come out of America and come out of Babylon and come out of the ideologies of our oppressor, we got to stop thinking like our oppressor. And we have to start thinking like we're literally the children of Israel that are trying to come out of Babylon. So now we're going to keep reading. I'm going to read down just a bit. Salakia, forgive me. Verse 5, so Revelation 18:5 says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. You don't want to be a part of this. If you allow America to transform your mind and keep it that way, meaning now your mind is molding into the ideologies of American society and American thought, you're going to be punished the same way that the rest of America is going to be punished. This is Mystery Babylon. This is the place that deserves and is worthy of destruction, according to the Bible. So you don't want to be a part of that. You have to separate yourself from America in that sense. So we're going to go to Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, and we're going to get some precepts and understand this thing, because once again, we're talking about the reason for our condition. There's a reason why we are in the condition that we're in America. Some people are complacent and they don't realize the condition that we're in. They think that everybody has a fair shot. They think black people have the same fair shot that a white man has, which that's just not true. And I can prove that statistically. All right. But biblically, I'm going to prove it tonight, and I'm going to show you what we must do to change it. All right. One thing about us in the ISUPK is we are solution based. We don't have a victim mindset. You understand? We don't have a victim mindset. We're not just, we're just oppressed and we're just enslaved. No. You understand? We have a plan on how to fix this thing and how to have a solution for it so that we can come out of the oppression that we're under and do something about it. So we're going to read Isaiah the 42nd chapter and the 18th verse. All right. Forgive me. Isaiah 42 and 18. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. This is the Most High speaking and prophesying to the children of Israel. Why is the Most High calling us blind and deaf? Because we won't see the things that are right in front of us. We don't see the destruction that's happening to our people right in front of us. We think that we're free, not realizing that you can look around and see the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not a free people. You're deaf because you won't listen to the prophets, because you won't even listen to the prophets telling you the thing that you should be able to notice on your own. But the scriptures call us sheep, so we just follow the thing that makes the most sense. If you the thing about sheep is if in a whole group of sheep, if one sheep starts to jump over this edge, jump off a cliff, the rest of the 45 sheep are going to jump off of that damn cliff, right? Because they're going to follow that sheep. Well, the problem is that we haven't had any good shepherds. So the shepherds are just allowing these sheep to just jump off the goddamn cliff. They don't want to save their life. Go ahead.
Salakia, these shepherds that our people choose today are encouraging us to jump off the cliff.
Right.
Encouraging us to jump into alternative lifestyles, into drugs, into anything that makes you feel better, which is what you would do when you don't have a good leader. Which is what you would do when you don't have someone who loves you and will teach you right from wrong, even if it hurts. Right. And so now we think that if anybody tells us not to follow the crowd, not to follow the herd of sheep jumping off of a cliff into the ocean of fire, we think that they're evil, when that's who you should listen to.
Right.
And that's the ISUPK under commanding General Yohanan. Anything else is you hating yourself. So
right. No, damn right. And that's the way we got to look at it. Y'all got to understand something that especially what you just said. The scriptures say that the people want to hear smooth words. So they tell the prophets, prophesy unto us smooth things or sweet things, right? Because that's what you want to hear. But the truth is that you're going to have to separate from what America calls freedom. So you don't have the freedom to be a homosexual.
Right.
You cannot marry another man if you're a man.
Right.
You can't do it. You understand? You cannot smoke that weed, even though America tells you that it's A-okay to smoke that weed. You can't do the things that America allows you to do. Why? Because Revelation 18:4 told you got to come out of this place. Otherwise, you're going to be destroyed with it, because you'll be partakers of their sins. So it's up to us to have to tell you the things that you don't want to hear, right? So now let's read. We're going to read the 42nd chapter of Isaiah, and then we'll read from the top, verse 18. Isaiah 42 and verse 18.
Isaiah 42
and 18.
Isaiah 42, verse 18. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant?
Who is blind but my servant? Everybody can see what's going on except for my servant Israel. Israel are the only ones that can't see. Everybody else sees exactly what's going on. You don't think these Chinese people that move into our neighborhoods see that they're oppressing us? But we can't see that. So those Korean nail salons, they know they're oppressing us, but you think they're coming in there and giving you a good deal on your pedicure and manicure. But in all actuality, they come into your neighborhood and bleed you dry of all of your resources.
Right.
Everybody sees what's happening. You don't. Latasha Harlins didn't see what was happening during the LA riots. Or Slugger, before the LA riots. Back in LA, when she went to this damn Korean store, this corner store, to go buy some chips or something like that, they thought she was stealing, and they blew her to pieces with a goddamn shotgun. They put her to death. Why? In her own neighborhood. Why? Because they get to run a neighborhood. They got put in that neighborhood for a reason. They get to run it. That's why so this is my point, what I was going to say. When the 92 riots started up, them Koreans was on top of them stores with sniper rifles, holding down their defensive fort on their little shops. Why? Because they got stake in your neighborhood. Because they run your neighborhood. They see it. You don't. You still fighting over a block. When them goddamn Koreans, they gonna take over the whole goddamn thing. They've done it already. You just ain't seen it. Because they see what's happening, but you don't. So who is blind but my servant? Only Israel's blind. Everybody else sees exactly what's going on. Salaki, so you had something?
Nah, yeah. I mean, you know, what you're bringing out is heavy because, like, everybody blind. The servants is blind. Everybody else knows what's going on. That's why, even before it happened, they was prepared. The Chinese woman was prepared, and the Chinese man was prepared to go shoot black people at that riot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In LA. You know, these heathens are prepared for what's going on because, and also they willing to protect their business, and not only that, keep you in control because they got to keep you in control because they know what's going on.
Right.
You know, they know what's going on. You the only one that don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the oppressor put these people secondary over us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they secondary people.
Right.
You know, they playing Monopoly with us. They the only ones that's, you know what's going on and how to make money off of us, but we don't.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and so that's the condition that we've been put in. And you know what the problem is? It goes back to the topic of the class. Why are we in this condition? Because you're complacent. Because you're okay with that. You're okay with them Koreans selling you all of the hair that you want to put in your head, selling you all of the nails that you want to put in your fingers. You are okay with them doing that. You're okay with the Jewish man coming into your community and setting up shop, the Arab man coming into your community and setting up shop. You're okay with that because you're going to buy your Swisher Sweets from them. You're all right with that. The problem is that you are complacent. You got to stop being that way. You got to stop being comfortable in your condition. You got to say, damn, ain't this a problem? Why can't we just reel it back in for a second and say, ain't this a goddamn problem? Shouldn't something be done about this? And the second that we do that and come together as a community and as a unit and say something has to be done about this, let's change this problem, let's fix it, then we can start to make a change. And then we could, look, it's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the greatest people to ever grace the face of this planet, right? The problem is that we don't know that. We don't know that. That's why we got to go on the streets and teach Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. And we tell you that you're a special people above all the other nations. We got to tell you that because the other nations aren't going to tell you that. They're going to make you to believe that you're a piece of garbage. They're going to tell you that you're a nigga in a spit. They're going to tell you that you're a homeborn slave. They're going to tell you that's how you should be. But the problem is that you believe them and you don't believe us. Well, we got to change that. So who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant? Verse 20 says, seeing many things, but thou observest not. Y'all understand that? You understand what that means? Seeing many things, but thou observest not.
Yeah, that's
you see everything going on around you. You talk about it too. Yeah. You talk about Derek Chauvin. You talk about all the oppressors that put their feet on our necks. Yeah. You talk about it, but you don't see what's happening.
Yeah, you don't see it.
So you got it. Nah, but that's the thing. So you see many things. You see what's happening to our people, but guess what? You don't observe it. And that's our problem as a people. If we keep reading, it says, opening the ears, but he heareth not. So yeah, you hear what we're talking about, but you don't really hear me though. You don't really feel me. You don't understand what we actually trying to tell you. You down with the whole, oh yeah, the white man the devil, our oppressor is the devil. That sounds cool and all that, but you don't understand what that entails and what that means. So when we apply it to your day-to-day life, you really can't take a firm grasp on it. So then you're never going to join us. You're never going to understand how to fight the thing that you say that you want to fight against because you don't know how, because you're not listening. And you can't observe the things that you see right in front of your face. Good.
Right. And what you're bringing out is so heavy, Priest, because our people often hear what's wrong and they see what's wrong. They see that we're getting killed in the streets. They see that we're blackballed, we're systematically oppressed and things like that, but we don't ever change. We don't ever fix the problem ourselves. Mm-hmm. So if I told you there's a fire in the other room, if you heard me and you believed me, you would do something about it. You would get up, get out, evacuate others, or you would get up and suppress the fire.
Right.
Our people say, oh, dang, yeah, it sure is a fire. It feel warm in here.
Right.
Yeah. Now put the 2K on.
Yeah.
Put the color purple on. And let's go, let's have some fun. You don't hear what I'm saying. you don't see what I see.
Right.
And what God sees is that's what's important. And that's why we're not so quick to move.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Yashikar out of the Rio Grande Valley, he brought out recently in a video about a dream he dreamt about the end of this kingdom, and how, you know, blood is going to flow like water out of rivers.
Yeah.
Fire is going to be more plentiful than air. And if you could see what he saw and hear what he heard, you would move like he would move.
Right.
You would do what he would do. So like,
and if I may,
mm-hmm.
you know, the end is near, right? And you still don't want to listen to priests and prophets. You still don't want to listen to the ISUPK.
Right.
You still don't want to listen to Commander Gianna.
That's right.
You just want to believe in the government. The government is crashing down.
Right.
The government don't care about you.
Right.
He's using you as a cash cow. Right? And you're going to be in the office, at the EBT office, sitting down in line, waiting to get money. And guess what's going to happen? Fire going to come down from heaven, man, and destroy this nasty, disgusting place while you're in that building. Right. And you're going to be screaming right along with Esau, wondering what the hell is going on.
Right.
Don't do that. If you a slave, if you a nigger, if you black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, this is your chance to get out right now. Right now, man.
Yeah, right. Hey, Salaki, yeah, and what you're gonna see, what you see around you, is the falling down of this kingdom, the falling down of this economy, the destruction of the safety of this country. Mm-hmm. All of its allies have left it, and it doesn't know which way to go. Yes, oppression is evil. There are two major wars going on right now that U.S. media recognizes: the war in Ukraine and the war in Israel's not really a war, it's more of a genocide. And at the same time, they condemn Russia for oppressing and bombing Ukraine, even though Ukraine has guns to shoot back. Even though the U.S. is supplying Ukraine with anti-air missiles, land-to-air missiles, land-to-land missiles, air jets, helicopters, tanks. But it does not condemn. You see the hypocrisy of this place is what I'm saying. It doesn't condemn the state of Israel. You see the hypocrisy of this place, and you see your own currency crumbling down. You can't pay your rent. You can't put food in your kids' mouths. You're over here starting an OnlyFans, hoping you can make enough money to get by. You shouldn't do that. You should do something drastically different. You shouldn't be complacent. Right. You shouldn't try to line up in that food stamp office. You should know that when you actually get to the front of that line, food stamps won't be worth a goddamn. So you should do something else with your time. You should build up your own people. You should fortify your own people, and stop being complacent with the pleasantries of the devil, and create your own sustainability. Salaki.
They should do
it. Sustain
you. And once again, join the UPK. That's what you should do, man.
That's right.
Join ISUPK, man. You understand?
Only way to do it.
We in every city near you.
And we in Phoenix, Arizona.
Damn right. And that's what y'all gotta understand. There's a way to do, like, the Lord never puts these things on the table, and there's not a way for you to pick that bread up out that basket and take hold on to it. All right. The Most High is putting that, but like y'all have been like Olive Garden, they put that basket of bread on there. Yeah. The Lord ain't never. That's like the Lord. He putting the truth on the table for you. All you gotta do is just grab some of it. You understand? It's there for the whole table. Everybody that wants something, you can grab some. Well, that's the way that the Most High put the truth on the table for you. All you gotta do is just grab it. It's there for you. Some of y'all niggas don't like breadsticks. You understand? Y'all too picky. You understand? What I'm trying to tell y'all is this: the truth is there for you. And that's why what we just read is so important because it's right in front of your face, but the problem is you won't see it. We telling you about it, but you're making yourself deaf, so you won't hear it. Let me give Lamentations, the first chapter. Let's start at Lamentations 1:1 to understand this thing. Once again, the reason for our condition is your complacency. Stop being complacent. Stop being satisfied with just the bare minimum. You're okay with living life as a slave. You like them niggas, you know, back in the day when brothers wanted to make a run for it, you the one that was like, well, I don't know. If we go out there on a run, we don't know what's on the other side of that fence. Right here, we got all of the food master can give us. We got a bed to sleep in. Yeah, he might be graping our wives and chopping our children's feet off and feeding them to alligators for bait. But at least we know what we got here. We don't know what's on the other side of that fence. That's what y'all sound like. Y'all got to stop being that way. Y'all got to be willing to jump over that fence and see what's on the other side. And what I can guarantee you is it's much better than what's here for you. I can guarantee you that. But let's read that. Let's read Lamentations. That's right after Jeremiah. So you go past Lamentations 1:1.
Lamentation. Lamentation chapter 1, verse 1. How doth the city solitary that was full of people, how is she become as a widow? Mm-hmm. She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces, how is she become tributary? You know what this is talking about? Now, once again, this is Jeremiah speaking this, right? This is a prophecy from Jeremiah. That's the book. The whole book of Lamentations is Jeremiah, right? Lamentations means to be sorrowful about something, to cry about something, to be sad about something, right? Well, here's what he's saying. He said, how does the city sit solitary that was full of people at one time? How would she become as a widow? She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces, how would she become a tributary? Remember, Israel was a fighting force, a driving force at one time that was on top. We know that because we can go into the scriptures, into the book of Kings and Chronicles, and we can find out Israel had his hand in every goddamn thing and all of the commerce, making all of the money with righteous kings at a certain time. But what happened? We fell. You understand? We stopped believing in the Most High and started believing in money, started believing in possessions, started believing in the things that we felt like we should believe in. See, that's one thing about us as a people. We got to be told what to believe in. And when I say that, I'm not talking about TD Jakes telling you to believe in being swallowed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm telling you that you have to believe in something that the Lord has told you to believe in and just take it for what it's worth. That's right. The Lord told you, keep my laws, statutes, and commandments so you don't die. Right. Believe in that and shut up. Don't talk. Just be quiet. That's what the brothers and the sisters in the wilderness, when they did that, they were blessed. But when they decided to question the Most High, well, why we got to keep his statutes and commandments? Why don't we just go back to Egypt? The earth opened up and swallowed them up. Maybe that's a sign for y'all. Maybe that's why it's in this Bible as a reference. So y'all can say, maybe I should shut up so I don't make that same mistake. But most of us don't want to shut up. We want to question the Most High. Well, the Most High is telling us if we want to get back to that position, we're going to have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to have to do the things that the Lord told us to do in order to achieve those things. So Jeremiah says, how does this city, the one that was once great on top, how does it sit solitary now? It was once full of people, now it's destitute. It's become as a widow. She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces, how she become tributary now? We got to pay taxes to the oppressor when the oppressor used to have to pay taxes to us. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that when Israel was an established nation full of astute blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, strong brothers and sisters, studied in this Bible, doctors of the law, understood this thing, understood how to be righteous, the other nations had to pay tribute to us. They had to pay taxes to us. We was on top. But Jeremiah, looking in the time of Babylon, he like, damn, that city that was once great like that, we got to now pay taxes to the Babylonians, taxes to the Assyrians. We're under them now. How the F did this happen? Verse 2. She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on the cheeks. Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her.
Everybody that we've all dealt with, listen, y'all got to understand something. Being a nation of people means that you have international, meaning you deal with other nations for commerce, for trade, for a multitude of reasons. You understand? That's where power comes from. Power doesn't come from you just being a little tiny, little tight-knit community where you just only deal with each other. No. You understand? You're dealing with other nations and you're trading with other nations. That's what gives you power over the other nations, right? Well, it said, among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her. Why? Because we fell beneath all the other nations, right? Keep going.
All her friends have dealt treacherously with her.
Go ahead.
They are become her enemies.
And all the other nations that we dealt with, whether it be commerce, whether it be trade, whatever the case, they've all become our enemies. Why? Because now we've become subjugated unto them. Because of what? Our disservice to the Most High. Keep going.
Judah is going into captivity because of affliction.
And this is what we got to understand. Judah, which is talking about the Israelites, Judah has gone into captivity because of affliction. Go ahead.
And because of great servitude.
And because of great servitude. We are in servitude to the other nations. We've gone into that captivity because of affliction and great servitude. Go ahead.
She dwelleth among the heathen. She findeth no rest.
She findeth what?
No rest.
This is not your rest. Don't, any place, I'm going to tell y'all this. This is what this Bible scripture is saying right here, Lamentations 1 and 3. Anytime that you're amongst the heathen, scattered amongst the heathen, you cannot find any rest.
Right.
You might call it rest. You might say, well, my white boss has given me a raise, so I'm at rest. No, that's not your rest. You're just a good slave. You're the nigga that got invited into the house to cook dinner for the oppressor, for your slave master.
Right.
So you think it's better because you come in there and they got all of the nice dinnerware and it's nice and it's not dirty like it is in the field. You come inside and you get to cook for your oppressor. You get to build his walls up and make him rich and wealthy and make him to live deliciously while you are comfortable living in the house. As long as you get to build up this house and live inside of it, you cool with it. That's what y'all are. You're complacent. And you're the reason for our condition. You're the reason why we're not jumping over that goddamn fence and leaving this plantation. You're the reason, because you're comfortable in the house. You don't care what the slaves, your brothers and sisters are going through on the field. You don't care what they got to deal with. You in the house. You ain't got to worry about that no more. You ain't got to eat the chitlins no more.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about your babies being tossed into the goddamn river for alligator bait. You got to worry about that. You in the house. You made it. But guess what, nigga? You still a slave. And your problem is you forgot about the rest of your brothers and sisters. You're only as good as the rest of your brothers and sisters. And that's what you got to understand. Your complacency is the reason why we're in this condition today. And so what does that translate into? You not coming into the UPK and putting boots on the ground and doing things to fix your people, you're the reason why we're jammed up today. That's why we're in this jam.
Could have been out of here faster.
Could have been out of here faster. Right. You understand? Imagine that.
That much faster.
Right. Imagine that. But the problem is you're okay with being in the house. You don't have to eat the chitlins. You know, you get the whole hog. You know, you get the lobster, and you know, you get the you get all of the. Go ahead, select.
You get all the chitlins.
Yeah.
Look, I would have it to where we are pressuring our oppressor to have to hurry up. You know what I mean? Instead of I feel like I have to hurry up and get you. You understand? In the UPK under Commanding General Yohana, we are enacted to do a job to get all our brothers and sisters, as many as possible, all of them if possible, in this school, man. Mm-hmm. And that's what we intend to do. Now, if you weren't so heart of heart, if you weren't so stuck on your oppressor and loving him and equality and lace fronts and BBLs and Hellcat SRTs and hoes and buying bottles at the club and scamming and impressing hoes, and you are more focused on your people and the survivability of them, well, then this job would be much easier, and then I wouldn't have to worry so much. Donald Trump would. Joe Biden would. You know what I mean? They would have to worry, be like, oh, it's over for us. The niggas have got it together.
Right.
The Mexicans have got it together. The Spics have got it together. Those damn rednecks got it together. We don't have a lot of time. We need to go in and, you know, do what we got to do. And that's when your king is going to come in and finish the job. That's when we have little time left. I know it. But what are you going to do with it? Black, Hispanic, and Native, man. Select.
Yeah, let me get Ecclesiastes real quick. Go ahead.
If I may, it so amazed me. Like, that's why the Lord think of us as sheep and says that we sheep. Because even in the scripture, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says to find no rest. All her prosecutors overtook her between the straits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the strait is just like a narrow end. And that's how they got us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, that what you do with sheep? You let them go. Yeah, you drive them
you gotta close that gap in where they can only go one way. Yeah.
And what is a hood?
Mm-hmm.
A one way in or one way out. Right. It's narrow. Egypt was narrow. Everything was goddamn narrow, man. Mm-hmm. We're goddamn sheep, man. But now it's time to goddamn be something else, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to not be sheep, man, and fight back, man. I see some sheep like goddamn it knocking people out. Be one of those people, man. Mm-hmm. Be one of those sheep, man. Do something. Don't be just willing to get follow into a path to get killed, man.
Right.
We're not doing that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me Jeremiah the 50th chapter. We'll skip over Ecclesiastes just because I want to read this before we jet out of here. Because what y'all saying is extremely heavy. There's a certain way that you got to be. Like the Lord is, the Lord desires warriors because he is a man of war. Exodus 15:3 says that the Most High Moses said that. And why did Moses say that the Most High is a man of war? Because he saw what the Most High did. Like he saw the Most High be a tactician above any tactician that you've ever seen. He put them 10 plagues on Egypt when he could have just snapped his finger and destroyed Pharaoh. Why did he go through them 10 plagues? Well, we find out in Romans the 9th chapter, it was to exercise his power, to showcase his power amongst all of the heathen. That's why when we came up against the Ammonites was like, damn, wait, I saw what happened in Egypt. They heard about what happened in Egypt because that thing spread like a wildfire.
Right.
Because if it would have just been snap finger, Pharaoh dead, the Egyptians dead, we get up out of there, that's nothing. The Lord had to make it theatrical because that's what people respect. People respect, like, look, if Pharaoh would have just dropped dead, it'd be like, that's probably just, it's just the course of action that happened, some just, it's like a coincidence. Pharaoh died and then the Israelites found their way out because they found their little pocket. Nah, you go through them 10 plagues and it's like, damn, something supernatural was behind that thing.
And Moses warned him every time.
Exactly. So point being is that that's the way the Most High works. The Most High is a man of war like that. He's a tactician. He's gonna make things happen in such a way to make you understand him. Not just so things get done. No, things are gonna get done, and you're gonna understand how they got done. And it's something that you might not be able to understand all the way. That's what happened in Egypt. Nobody understood why them frogs was all over the goddamn place. Nobody understood why that water turned to blood. Right. And them locusts all over the place. If y'all ever seen some of them videos with them locusts, that's God sent, brother, because I know one thing. I'm hiding in the bunker for at least 36 hours if I see them locusts the way that I've seen in some of them videos. Go ahead,
I remember asking, like, young, man, like, I was like, but frogs? I don't be scared of no frogs. Imagine 1,000 frogs jumping on you. Nigga.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But the thing is, they was opening. But look, it go even deeper than that, right?
Some of them was poisonous.
But don't even worry about that, right? Let's just say they wasn't poisonous. Think about it. If it's frogs everywhere, think about it. I've taught this class many times. When it comes to the plagues of Egypt, think about it. Yeah. Every plague that the Most High said against Egypt. This is a sidebar before we get to the Jeremiah 50, right? Imagine if frogs are everywhere. You open up your oven. It's frogs in there. You can't cook. You understand? You go to get water. You can't get no goddamn water. It's frog piss all in your water. You try to go lay down and get some sleep. and it's fucking all over. Excuse my language, but you get what I'm saying? Like, think about how mad that would drop. Well, that's what it did to everything that the Most High did when it came to them 10 plagues. Was it damaged the morale of the people of Egypt, and it damaged their economy. Your water turned to blood. Well, a lot of Egyptian export was they purified their water and they would ship it out. They couldn't do that when it was blood water because it was blood. Can't grow nothing. Can't water no plants. Right. Exactly. So think about it. The Most High did all of those things and just attacked the morale of the people, attacked their economy and everything. So that's my point. Is the Most High is a war tactician, and that's why he wants soldiers, somebody to execute the things. Go ahead.
And that's how you know the Lord is with the UPK, because we are too. You know, although we just bringing out the truth when we out on the corner and we got the abortion signs out and everybody look past it, right? Mm-hmm. And they disgusted by it. They even look at us like we did it, although we didn't do it. But imagine you being a vineyard and you selling popcorn, and people want to buy popcorn from you, but they're looking at the abortion sign. Now they don't want to buy popcorn.
Right.
I listen. I literally, it was San Francisco. I literally asked somebody. I was like, "Hey, how have you been making money since we've been out here?" It's like, no. It was an Edomite. He was like, no.
He got a whole new lamentation.
Yeah, he lamented for sure. Yeah, he lamenting over his business.
And I walked off and then did the cat speaking.
Right. All right, let's get Jeremiah the 50th chapter. Let's try to
the 50th.
Yep, Jeremiah 50, and let's start at verse. We can start at verse 17.
Oh, what? No, it's not. I owe 20. It's the same shit, man.
So Jeremiah 50 and verse 17. Kind of going to something that we were just talking about, but let's get Jeremiah 50 and verse 17.
Jeremiah 50, verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep.
That's what we were just talking about, right? Israel is a scattered sheep. We ain't got no direction. Sheep got to be told where to go, right? Israel is a scattered sheep. Keep on.
The lions have driven her. The lions have driven him away. First, the kings of Assyria have devoured him. And the last of the.
And last, this Nebuchadnezzar,
king of Babylon, has broken his bones.
Right. So now this is the problem: is that because we're the sheep, the lions, meaning the people that devour the sheep, right? The ones that have power over us. Well, they drove us away from the Lord, right? First, the king of Assyria have devoured us, and then it says Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, have broken his bones, right? We just been tossed to and fro, getting destroyed. Keep going.
Therefore, this saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon in his land.
See, this is what y'all got to understand, and we read Revelation 18 chapter in the 4th verse when it says to come out of Israel. To come out of Babylon, right? We read that. Now, this should solidify it for you, because you better come out, because why? The Lord said that he's going to punish the king of Babylon and his land. So, meaning the ruler of this place and America as well. This whole place is going to be destroyed. You don't want to have any part in this place. Keep going.
As I have punished the king of Assyria, and I will bring Israel again to the habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim.
Let's read verse 20.
Verse 20. And in those days, and in that time, said the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none.
And in those days, now I want y'all to understand what's being said here. In the days that Babylon is going to be destroyed, people are going to look for the iniquity in Israel. They're going to look for some sin, some blemish in Israel, but there will be found none. Why do you think that is? Do you think that Israel will just magically stop sinning? No. The reason why you'll be able to find no blemish and no sin upon Israel is because those that do sin, those that do commit iniquity in Israel, they're going to be put to death. They'll be put away from Israel. They'll be cut off. So no, you won't find any iniquity in Israel. You won't find it because it'll be gone. Because of what we read in Revelation 18th chapter. Because you partook in the sins of Babylon, well, you now have become a part of Babylon. And so when Babylon gets destroyed, you get destroyed right along with it. And so that's my point. We're going to close out in just a second. I want to read one more thing before we get up out of here. Let's read Ezekiel the 11th chapter and close out with that. We got a couple more scriptures, but I want to make this this class kind of clear cut. It's real straight and to the point. So we'll read Ezekiel the 11th chapter. Just understand something though. What the whole point and why we're reading these things is so you can understand how important it is for you not to become complacent in this place. Like, this is not your rest. America is not your rest. This is not a place that you should become comfortable and say, I'm getting a raise, so I'm okay with being here. No, you should still feel like you're just a slave being promoted from the field to the kitchen. That's it. And as disheartening as that may feel for you to actually have to think like that, it keeps you grounded. And what we just read about when it talks about the fact that you're blind because you see what's going on, but you don't understand what's going on, you can escape all of that by just thinking the way that I just told you. Don't think about a white man promoting you as like, oh, now I'm on the same level as the white man. No, he is the king of this land, and he looks at you like a subject. You got to understand how these people think of you, so now you can understand how to think about them. And now you can have the upper hand on them. You understand? But that's the only way you're going to have the upper hand. If you think that they look at you the same way that they look at their colleagues, you've already lost the war. You understand? That's not how you play chess. All right? I'm trying to teach y'all how to play chess. So just let's read Ezekiel the 11th chapter and the 16th verse. That's what?
Ezekiel chapter 11.
Yep, Ezekiel 11 and 16.
Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, this saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
So now we understand that America is not our rest, right? But does that mean that we have to flee America and try to find another place in the earth to go and live? Find some cave to go hide in? No, we can be in America, and that's why the scriptures tell us, that's why the Most High tells us that even though he's cast us far off into many countries across the entire earth, he scattered us, right? He's told us he was going to do that. Well, even though he did that, the Most High said he's going to be a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Meaning in America, these little sanctuaries, the ISUPK, this is where you can be and separate yourself from America right here. It's like, so you have something.
And I heard from Captain Yatazak, you know what I'm saying? I was just down there with him, my captain. And what he brought out was so heavy. He was like, you know, and then when the scripture says, you know, they will come find us and they ain't gonna find us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said, you know, they gonna come looking for us, and the house is gonna disappear. they ain't gonna see that. They ain't gonna see the school. They ain't gonna see the house.
Yeah,
this is gonna disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I mean? So, and that's how you know that's the sanctuary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You think this ain't nothing now, but wait until you gotta look for it. You don't know what it is.
Right, you're gonna look for it and it's not there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and you know, the scriptures also say that too. Like the Most High says, seek me while I can yet be found. Because there's another time that's coming that this sanctuary that we're reading about in Ezekiel the 11th chapter is not going to be there anymore. The Lord is only going to be there as long as he's going to be there. Like the Lord is only going to have his arm extended to you until he decides to retract it and go on about his way. You understand? Like, yeah, imagine somebody coming to dap you up and you just leaving them hanging. That's what y'all doing to the Most High. Like the Most High is ready to dap y'all up, and you just like looking at his hand and you just kind of like walk off, and like the Lord like, all right, brother, I'm trying to help you out.
And laughing at the hand too.
Yeah, laughing. Like y'all ever seen something like that? Well, that's the Lord. The Lord got his hand out looking like a damn fool, trying to help you who doesn't deserve the help, doesn't deserve to be dapped up. He should use that same hand to punch you in the goddamn mouth, but he's trying to help you out. And you looking at the hand like, I don't need that. You walk off. Well, there's going to be a day that comes that you're going to come back and look for that hand, that helping hand that the Lord extended to you, and it's going to be gone. You understand? And that's the problem with so many of our people. We think that we always, and that's I don't want to put it on our people, but it's the Christianity that has been brought to us, that has taught us there's always a way back, brother. There's not always a way back. I hate to break it to you. There's a day that's going to come that you have disrespected the Lord too much. You've done too much to disrespect the Lord. You've disobeyed him too often, too far, too long. He won't be there for you no more. And that's a day that I pray I never see. And if you care anything about salvation or being saved from your enemies or grace or whatever the hell you want to call it, if you care anything about that, I take hold on to that hand right now. I'd say the Lord is trying to help me. I should take hold right now because that hand might disappear one day. And I'll be left to my own devices and to the devices of my enemies. And I don't know if y'all understand some of the things that we understand in here. The Lord is, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to end the class with this. The Lord is very merciful. I want y'all to understand something about the Lord. The Lord is extremely merciful. He would have no man die, but that every man come into the truth and repent. All right. Them Russians are not merciful. Them North Koreans is not merciful. Them Chinese men, they're not merciful. Men, period, are not merciful. The Lord is trying to save you from what's coming. I've seen some things that I wish I wouldn't have seen at the hands of some of these people that will be executing judgment on this earth. And I just want y'all to understand, when that time comes, I don't give a damn how hard you are. It's you're gonna wish that you would have took hold to that hand of the Most High extended to you as a form of help, trying to get you to repent. Because I'm telling y'all, when y'all get stuck here, listen, war brings the worst and the most nastiest, disgusting things out of people. And I'd hate to be stuck around and have to see it. That's why I'm doing this, because I don't want to be around. I want Christ to send them chariots down, and I'll be on the chariots, and I'll go deal with whatever else I got to deal with. But being in the midst of the world war, at a time when people are at their grungiest and their ugliest, and make the type of decisions that you wouldn't even expect the nastiest man on earth to make, they making decisions worse than that. I mean, oh my God, y'all don't understand. I'm trying to tell y'all, there's some things that y'all don't understand about how low human beings can stoop. And if y'all don't take hold on to the hand that the Most High is extending to you, you're going to have to witness those things. I'd rather leave all of that over there, and I just go deal with the Most High. You understand? Because it's a time coming that's going to be darker than anything that you've ever seen in your life. And in order to escape that, you're going to have to take hold to that hand that the Most High is extending. And the only way that you're going to do that is if you come into these classes, you start to learn how to repent. You got to learn how to repent, learn how to be a servant of the Most High. But besides that, I would say Lord be with you, but the Lord ain't gonna be with you, brother. I'm just telling you the truth. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. I just want everybody to understand that that's the reason for our condition. It's your complacency. The problem is that the Lord is not going to punish us all perpetually for your complacency. Right now, we're being punished for your complacency, yes, because you're okay with being a slave in America. However, this is not going to last forever. All right, it's not going to last forever. The Most High is going to stop this oppression from happening to His people. But if you want to be on the other side of the fence, then you can be there. Just understand there's going to be a separation made, and the Most High is going to make that separation. That's why the scriptures say in Revelation 18:4, come out of her, my people. If you don't want to come out of America, you'll be stuck with America, and you'll pay the dues that America owes. And those dues are heavy. The scriptures say that America is going to have to be rendered double unto what they've done unto the children of Israel. That's bad. So I place my stake in serving the Most High. That's where I put my bet at. All right. With that being said, we're going to close out here in Arizona. I know tonight we're doing class for Arizona and Nevada. All right. Nevada got classes Tuesdays through Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. And then out here in Arizona, 12416 North 28th Drive, suite number 4, we have classes Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Make sure, try to put this in the chat. And then we also got Purim coming up. Purim coming up in the next month or so. So make sure that y'all stay tuned. Get with your camp leaders. See what you can contribute for the feast. All right. And one other thing. So lock you. Make sure. So on YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, make sure you subscribe, and then ISUPK Arizona, make sure you subscribe. All right, we need our subscribers up. Also for Arizona, we got our TikTok page. We're trying to get going. Arizona on fire. UPK Arizona. That's at UPK Arizona on TikTok. Make sure you give us a follow. We go live as well on there. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out. Shalom, Israel, the water for tuning in. We'll be back at you tomorrow. Shalom.